colorless, odorless, invisible. That's carbon monoxide, the dangerous gas that silently claims lives around the world. But how dangerous it really is, and more importantly, what can we do to stop it? So today, we will explore carbon monoxide, the issues surrounding it, and the solutions to create a safer future. Before we begin, allow us to introduce our team members who will guide you through this important topic. And let's begin the topic by understanding the process that gives rise to carbon monoxide in the first place, which is the combustion reaction.
Combustion is a chemical reaction where a fuel reacts with oxygen to release energy. In complete combustion, shown here, hydrocarbons react with sufficient oxygen to produce only carbon dioxide and water. This process releases the maximum amount of energy and burns cleanly, which is why we see a blue flame. This is important because when combustion is complete, it avoids producing harmful substances like carbon monoxide and soot.
Okay, so what is incomplete combustion? So basically, this process is when fuels is burned in limited oxygen. It fails to fully oxidize carbon. For example, like alkene, when it burns in limited oxygen, it will produce carbon monoxide or carbon, which is known as soot plus water. And this process will produce flames that color yellow or orange. So there's a lot of cons of the incomplete combustion, where the first one is there's a lot of wasted energy, because up to 25% in diesel in engine and 48% from the potential heat from carbon is wasted. And next, it also produces less heat and also energy compared to complete combustion. And the last one, it can produce carbon monoxide, which is a toxic gas.
Carbon monoxide or CO is a colorless, odorless and also a highly toxic gas that is produced due to the incomplete combustion of carbon-containing fuels. This happens when there is not enough oxygen for fuels like petrols, gas, wood and even coal to burn completely. So instead of producing carbon dioxide, it produces carbon monoxide instead. Carbon monoxide is extremely dangerous because it binds strongly to our hemoglobin in our blood, forming a compound called carboxyhemoglobin. This prevents oxygen from being transported around the body, leading to oxygen deprivation, known as hypoxia. As a result, even a small amount of carbon monoxide can cause very heavy symptoms like headaches, dizziness, confusion, and even in severe cases, it can lead to unconsciousness or even death. Common sources of carbon monoxide include car exhaust, faulty heaters, and also burning fuels in enclosed spaces. So, in conclusion, carbon monoxide is dangerous because it is invisible and also odorless, making it difficult to be detected, which is why proper ventilation and also safety measures are essential.
Okay, so let's move on to why is it important for us to reduce the concentration of carbon monoxide in our atmosphere. First of all, it indirectly leads to global warming. So carbon monoxide does not directly trap heat, but it does react with the hydroxyl in our atmosphere, which reduces the ability for our atmosphere to break down potent greenhouse gases like methane. It is also one of the main causes of ecosystem disruption, as it will impact the biological organism. Indirect global warming will eventually lead to the rise in sea levels, intense heat waves, and frequent natural disasters like droughts and wildfires. For ecosystem disruption, it might as well reduce oxygen availability for aerobic respiration, and the high concentration of carbon monoxide in our atmosphere will cause the oxygen starvations in animals and also disrupt plant processes.
Okay, so this is the data and statistic of carbon monoxide over 20 years, which start from 2002 until 2022, where you can see that the carbon monoxide in the atmosphere increased over the years, and it concerned the environment especially.
The impact of carbon monoxide on climate change is that it will cause forest fire, melting of ice, and floods.
In society, its health impacts are severe. Acute exposure can cause headaches, dizziness, confusion, and even death before victims realize what's happening. Survivors of poisoning may also suffer long-term neurological damage, including memory loss and cognitive impairment. Certain groups are more vulnerable, such as pregnant women, the elderly, and individuals with existing health conditions. As a result, carbon monoxide poisoning places a heavy burden on emergency healthcare systems worldwide. Environmentally, carbon monoxide contributes to air pollution and affects atmospheric chemistry. It reacts in the atmosphere to form ozone, which contributes to global warming and smoke formation. It can also disrupt ecosystems and reduce oxygen availability in polluted areas, affecting living organisms. Looking ahead, the future impacts are concerning. Increasing urbanization and climate change may intensify CO emissions, especially through wildfires and pollution. Prolonged exposure to low levels of CO may also lead to chronic health effects over time.
Preventing carbon monoxide poisoning starts with awareness and simple actions. Installing carbon monoxide alarms help detect this invisible gas early, giving people time to respond before it becomes dangerous. And proper ventilation is also essential. Fuel-burning appliances must release gases safely outdoors to prevent carbon monoxide from building up indoors. On a larger scale, reducing our reliance on fossil fuels can lower carbon monoxide production altogether. Transitioning to cleaner energy sources such as renewable energy helps create safer environments and a healthier planet.
Hi Sarah, we have learned a lot about carbon monoxide, right?
Yes, and we also learned that one of the ways to reduce carbon monoxide production is through the usage of renewable energy.
True, but I think we do need a third perspective on that. Let's ask our teacher, Ayu.
That's a really good question. Yes, hydrogen and nuclear energy can help reduce carbon monoxide production. This is because carbon monoxide is mainly formed when we burn carbon-based fuels like petrol or coal. So, if you stop burning carbon, we stop producing carbon monoxide. Hydrogen, for example, only produces water when it reacts with oxygen, and nuclear energy generates electricity without combustion. So, at the point of use, both of these energy sources don't produce carbon monoxide, but it's not completely straightforward. The issue is how we produce them. Most hydrogen today is still made using fossil fuels like natural gas, which can indirectly produce carbon emission. Nuclear energy also involves processes like mining and fuel preparation that may use fossil fuels. So, while hydrogen and nuclear energy have strong potential to reduce carbon monoxide, their sustainability really depends on cleaner production methods. So in short, yes, they can reduce carbon monoxide, but only if we produce them in a cleaner way.
That's all from us. Thank you for listening.